What appears on the surface as a simple tale of a lone warrior slaying giant beasts to save a girl soon reveals itself to be a complicated meditation on sacrifice, isolation, obsession, and the blurred line between hero and villain. Through its minimalist storytelling, haunting atmosphere, and environmental symbolism, the game weaves a narrative that is both deeply personal and universally resonant. This case study explores the themes and symbolism of Shadow of the Colossus, breaking down how each element, gameplay, visuals, reinforces its powerful, thought-provoking message. Shadow of the Colossus is a story about sacrifice, what one is willing to give up in pursuit of an impossible goal. Wanda, the protagonist, enters the Forbidden Land knowing full well that his quest to revive Mono comes at a cost. Over time, his skin pales, his veins darken. This visual transformation mirrors the toll his actions take on his soul. He is not emerging from these victories stronger. He is withering away. By the end, Wanda is not just physically weaker. He becomes a literal monster, consumed by the darkness of Dormin. His sacrifice is complete, but at what cost? Each Colossus in the game is a symbol of life itself, ancient, majestic, and fragile in the face of destruction. Their slow, deliberate movements make them seem more like forces of nature than enemies, reinforcing the idea that their deaths are tragic rather than triumphant. The first Colossus is slow and peaceful until Wanda attacks it. This moment perhaps signifies the loss of innocence, not just for Wanda, but for the player who is yet to realize that these creatures are not monsters, but guardians of the land. The largest Colossus, a flying creature that does not fight back, is one of the Colossus that Wanda will encounter halfway into the journey. Taking it down feels almost sacrilegious, a symbol of destroying something grand and ancient for selfish reasons. The final Colossus stands in a ruined temple, resembling a fallen god. It is the last obstacle between Wanda and his goal, but its sheer presence makes it feel more like a judgment than an enemy. Its destruction is the final severing of Wanda's humanity. The colossi are symbols of balance and nature, and Wanda's mission is an act of destruction. The world of Shadow of the Colossus is vast and breathtaking, yet undeniably empty. This desolate beauty reflects the loneliness of Wanda's journey and serves as a metaphor for his obsession and eventual downfall. Unlike traditional adventure games, Shadow of the Colossus has no side quests, no friendly villagers, just Wanda, his horse Agro, and the lingering presence of the Colossus. This extreme loneliness mirrors his growing detachment from the world. The massive bridge that connects the Forbidden Land to the outside is always in view but unreachable, symbolizing how Wanda is cut off from redemption long before he realizes it. The land itself is a character in the story, a graveyard of something greater, now eroded by Wanda's actions. At the heart of Shadow of the Colossus is a love story, but it's not a traditional one. Mono, the girl Wanda seeks to revive, is silent throughout the entire game. We know nothing of her relationship with Wanda. Was she his lover, his sister, a friend? The ambiguity forces the player to project their own emotions onto the story. Wanda places all his hope in Dormin, a disembodied voice that speaks in a deep, otherworldly tone. It promises to revive Mono if he slays the Colossus, but at no point does it explain the consequences. Wanda's love, or guilt, blinds him to reason. This eventually fed and cements his absolute loneliness, both a spiritual and physical representation of the cost of his journey. In the end, Mono does awaken, but Wanda is just too far gone, transformed, consumed by Dorman, and ultimately destroyed. The love that drove him forward was not enough to save him. The final shot of Mono holding a newborn child, presumably a reincarnated Wanda, suggests that while life goes on, nothing is truly the same. Shadow of the Colossus is about the psychological toll of an impossible quest. It is a game that forces the player to reflect on their own choices, both within the game and in life. Through its stunning use of symbolism, environmental storytelling, and thematic depth, it remains one of the most profound narratives in gaming. The question it leaves us with is simple but haunting.